Welcome back. Welcome back. Today, we're yapping about the Washington Commanders, Redskins, whatever you want to call them in 2025. What went wrong this year? How do they fix it? Let's go! The Washington Commanders, after making the NFC Championship last year, they turn around and back it up with this wasted season. There was so much hope coming into the season. You were just expecting, okay, the Commanders just made an NFC Championship. They're going to get right. They're going to add more pieces. They should continue to get better. Obviously, we expected some regression. They were getting a little blessed last year. How many fourth quarter comebacks do they have? How about that Hail Mary against the Bears? Remember, they were 6-2 in one-score games. This year, they're now 0-4. So it's a little bit of a just common regression. But there's so many aspects to the Washington Commanders. It's the team's health. It's the coaching. It's the age where players are obviously going to regress. It all started in the offseason, totally. They pushed out Brian Robinson to handle a 3-down committee work type thing. Running backs, save some money, I guess you could say. But the whole issue was not extending Terry McLaurin when he asked. They made Terry McLaurin a guy who's been on the Commanders since, 2017, since he was drafted. Has been a stud his whole career. Had his career year last year. And they make him sit out through training camp and almost into the season. That is just instant karma from the football gods. I'm going to be honest. And then we go to the quarterback. Jayden Daniels. Has he been able to stay healthy this year at all? Has he been able to find any rhythm whatsoever? This is why the offense you can't really say was bad because they were missing their quarterback. And when they were missing their quarterback, it wasn't like he was out week 1 through 10. He missed 2 weeks here, 3 weeks there, 1 week there. And that is just not what you want from a quarterback in the NFL. How are you supposed to get a rhythm? It's just like in basketball. Imagine playing 2 games, sitting out 5, coming back for 1. You're gonna be not loose. You're not gonna be feeling comfortable in the pocket, feeling your progressions. It's just common sense. But that was his pre-draft knock, his durability. But who gives a damn? Jayden Daniels is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL when he's healthy. We all know this. It was a disgrace putting him back on the field. We all know that. A big issue for this team has been the turnovers. Last year, through 18 games, they had a total of 16 turnovers. Less than 1 per game. Now they're already at 18 with, 4-3 games to spare? Obviously, Mariota's been playing half the dang time. But Cliff Kingsbury has done this in the past. That's why I am a little scared of the Commies' future with the offensive coordinator. Cliff Kingsbury with Kyler, it was the same stuff. That first year, damn, this looks awesome. A lot of shotgun, a lot of college-y looking offense, not a lot of under center action. And if I'm going to be honest, that's not the way the NFL's ran anymore. It's not the best offenses aren't purely from shotgun. Playing under center is so important nowadays, and Jayden Daniels doesn't do that. I wonder if it would help if they get a guy like a Shanahan's type scheme, where it's more under center, like a McDaniels. But I want to see Daniels in this offense again in a full season. He didn't freaking play. We saw that Chargers game. Everyone was like, oh, the Commanders are back, guys. They just destroyed the Chargers, running the ball through their throats. Jayden Daniels dicing up their defense. No. They go on an 8-game losing streak from that point. I can't believe that. That was great. I thought that was the turning point in the season for them. But it's literally like watching the 2023 team again if you're a Commies fan. You could say bad coaching. I'm not going to lie. Bad coaching, penalties everywhere. And it's brutal because there's still this elite rushing team. And the offensive line is still great. It sucks because they weren't able to see what they had with Jayden Daniels. It's like, damn, Jayden Daniels wasn't there half the year, guys. What are we supposed to say? Literally, we didn't have our freaking quarterback. If you don't have a quarterback in this league, you're chopped. A lot of Commanders fans have been blaming, like I said, the Cliff Kingsbury phase, where the honeymoon goes on, and then it's just straight downhill, then it's up one more time, and then it's down. We got to talk about their offseason additions, though. They did not have too many bad additions, I'd say. It was Deebo Samuel came in. He's been pretty freaking good. One of his better years of his career, looking like his old self. Until that heel injury against the Chargers. And if you've played sports, you know how badly heel injuries linger. Dude, heels suck to have hurt. Oh my goodness. But Deebo, 1.7 yards per separation versus man, 2.2 versus zone. He was back this year. And he was playing well with Jaden Daniels. Terry McLaurin was in and out of the lineup as well. What do you expect? He sat out all of training camp. But besides them two, you got two top 30 receivers, I'd say. What else do they have now? Zach Ertz went down for his career, for sure. This was probably his last year, and then that hit. Oh my God. I feel so bad for him. That was disgusting. Bill Krosky-Merritt has shown some stuff, but he's also raw. He's not that big. So I wonder if he could take a full workload. But you could see on the tape, Bill Krosky-Merritt has something in there. 2025, fourth round pick, Jacoby Lane has shown nothing besides a couple catches. Noah Brown, who was huge last year, has been AFK this whole season. Treylon Burks made a nice catch. Maybe they could redevelop him. But their weapons are dead. They have no running back that scares you, really. Besides their running scheme, it's goated. The run scheme is awesome from Cliff Kingsbury. But the offensive line made huge improvements. They figured out their offensive tackles of the future. Josh Connolly, absolute baller. Laramie Tunsil, absolute baller. Two awesome moves. Two premium positions. That's why I thought the Commanders, I was like, okay, they're going to be in the playoffs again. They got two offensive tackles. It's just everything else fell apart. This was also a crazy stat. They're bottom two in field goal percentage made. 71.5% of their field goals made. Matt Gay and whoever their kicker is now, dude, their kickers were horrible. I think it's Moody now, actually. Jake Moody Moodis, Niners legend. But we got to talk about the main culprit of this team, the defense. Oh my God, guys, this is the worst defense in the world. They made 9 look like a starting quarterback in this league. Not even a starting quarterback, an elite quarterback. It's just a total regression. This is what happens when you go from a middle-of-the-pack defense to a bottom-tier defense. It's that simple. They've been getting decent pressure, but they don't get to the quarterback. That's their issue. Injuries, again. They've been just an injured team. It sucks for the Commanders. Just a wasted year. Trey Amos, second-round pick, third-round pick, was balling this year. One of the Raiders get him so bad. He was cooking for the Commanders. It's also the 6th highest paid defense. Daron Payne, worst year in his past couple years, expensive. Marshawn Lattimore, hurt, washed, expensive. Von Miller, injured half the year, washed, expensive. Bobby Wagner's washed, expensive. You guys get the common concurrence here that their defense is like a late 2010 super defense. It's just they're all past their 30s now. Yeah, in the big 2025. Marshawn Lattimore, Von Miller, Bobby Wags, Daron Payne. Who else they got? Santro's decent. I don't know the safeties, I'm not going to lie. But the defense, it sucks. They're getting cooked this whole year. All 4 of those guys I named have been terrible. They all need to go. It's an expensive defense for nothing. The commies need to first be healthy, get healthy, and then reload the defense. Hit on your draft picks, and the commies will be back in the playoffs next year. No doubt.